I think they've got a huge impact. You know, they're exposing a lot of kids, especially downtown here, that are going to the different charter schools and the downtown schools. They're exposing those kids to art, of paper making and typesetting and letterpress work that these kids would never be exposed to otherwise, that if this place didn't exist. Stockton's a very small town, despite the fact that it's 300,000 people.
What inspired the creation of Tuleburg Press and The Right Place? When we went through the recession a decade or so ago, many elementary schools just shut their libraries. They did not have the technical staff to keep them going. And as a result, the libraries are severely outdated in terms of the collection and underutilized, when our goal, in fact, is to have kids reading at grade level by 3rd grade, and yet they don't have books to take home or check out. So one of the things we do is spend 1 year with each school and raise about $5,000 to $6,000 and put in about 2,500 new books. That's the Tuleburg Press Children's Book and Fund Drive, and it's supported by the Stockton Rotary and the California Teachers Association chapter at San Joaquin Delta College. Another program that we have, which is pretty significant in the community, is called Pieces to Peace. And it is an offshoot of programs that exist nationally. One of them is called Combat Paper, and the other is called Peace Paper. Combat Paper is a program that started where paper makers would work with veterans, military veterans, and take a garment like a shirt or a pair of pants from their combat duty and cut it up and make paper out of it, and then they would bind a journal. And the whole idea would be to take something that protected you in a traumatic situation and turn it into art for your future. So when you think combat paper, you're thinking the veterans, and when you think peace paper, that's for the civilians, essentially. It's a program where it's a transformative option to take a garment from their past and turn it into art and take it into their future. So more than just thinking about art for art's sake, we're trying to promote art as a component of wellness, of creating a whole human being and of helping people heal themselves through art.
I'm constantly amazed and impressed with all that Paula has accomplished here. I am the author of the most recently published book here at Tuleburg Press. Its title is Booklegger: Anecdotal Recollections of a Skid Row Bookseller. She did a wonderful job of correcting all of my grammatic and punctuation mistakes, and they were great to work with. I have one book, and they say that there's one book in each one of us, and this one's mine. I'd turn in my my typescript, and within a few days they'd have it back to me with any corrections or changes. Everybody here was just very professional, very easy to work with, and turned the work around really quickly.
The idea is to, one, develop an art form here that was unavailable to our community, and then to sustain it long enough to create actual artists in the book arts.
I think for me the sense of community here is more so the people that are involved in the right place. As I was exposed here to the students, the people, things became a bit more clear about what it is that I wanted to write and who I wanted to write for. And I think in that aspect is what was really beneficial for me. I think a bunch of other students or people who are like me, don't really have the opportunity, but the right place provides that.
We have a multitude of programs. Not only do we solicit manuscripts and publish authors every year, we are embarking on a poetry anthology every 2 years, and this next one is going to be themed labor. So everything there is about how we work here, from the fields and the farms to the pharmacies, being in academia, being a retail clerk in the mall, all the various aspects of how we work together is the subject of the next anthology. So that, I hope to provide a vehicle for all the poets in our community, both professional, academic, instructors of poetry, to emerging poets who might not even know they're poets yet.
Tuleburg helped me grow, just from a kid's book author into like a full-on educator, workshop facilitator, and that kind of stuff. When I came here, I was just an author of a kid's book. And I used to be an MC, and I didn't realize how to put those two together yet. And it was working with Tuleburg. They got me one of my first after-school programs at Sierra Vista.
A final note really about the right place. I hope that it continues, with or without me. I think Stockton needs the center. It needs a local publisher. It needs someone who champions local voices. I think this nonprofit is significant, and anyone who wants to join the team to help it become more sustainable and available for future generations, come talk to me.